Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining us here at CCSC. In today's episode, we're going to build a whole new expansive neighborhood over here next to our farmland, just off the highway. We still need to address these roads, but for right now we've got temporary roads coming over to our new neighborhood. Vanilla play, no DLCs at all. This is our little neighborhood. Let's get right into today's episode. Please like, share, and subscribe. And to start our neighborhood, the first thing that we need to do is buy this tile over here. We're going to buy this tile. It has a suitable area for building, only 58%. It's not the greatest tile in the world. However, it does have a railway connection, which is great. We're not going to utilize that railway connection in today's episode. We're going to spend $6,000 on that little tile. Now we can build our neighborhood over here. We can also expand our wind farm and maybe expand our little Birch Hills farm area as well. So to get started, we want to go ahead and level the terrain. So we can go ahead and hit play here. We're going to level the terrain. Everything that we're building is over here off camera, so we can keep an eye on our city as it grows with 1x speed. We're going to go ahead and go to the level terrain tool and just kind of fill this in. You can see where the terrain markers are on the screen. So we're just going to kind of fill this in. We're going to go up in size and strength. And we're just going to kind of quickly fill that in. And this one down here as well, which is a little harder because it's not so level terrain. But what I like to do is kind of like this. You can also go ahead and grab the slope tool, which does a lot better job, but that's fine for now. We're probably going to stop our neighborhood about that point anyway. So let's go ahead and build our roads, and we're just going to use single, 2-lane, simple roads. We're not going to run exactly off of this because, as you can see, that would put us at an angle like that, or like that. We don't necessarily want that. We want to run more of an angle that, like along this road over here, or along this hill over here. So we're going to run our road like this, and we'll probably only come down to about here. And from here, we're going to go ahead and build our grid. Just a simple, easy grid. We're going to go up 12 and over 20, and we're going to repeat that process. Help. Of course. And that is our basic grid. We're going to build off of that. That's all we're going to do. I want to go ahead and add a road connecting. How is everything over here? We're doing fine. I'm going to go ahead and add our road connecting from here. And this is just a temporary road. I mean, it will suffice. And we're going to go ahead and connect something there too. Just hopefully to break up the traffic a little bit. We're going to try and get through to the next milestone, 6,500, just on this little area down here, and we should be able to do that no problem. This area should hold more than 2,000 and way more than 2,200. But let's go ahead and start zoning some things off. But first, we need to go ahead and add water pipes, of course. Let's go ahead and just stick with the street and run our water pipes down here. So that should get us set with water. We need to go ahead and connect some electric over here, and we're just going to run right off of this. And there we go. We will start with building right there. So I want to have a commercial area. I want to have a few commercial areas, kind of a big commercial area and then a few small block commercial areas. But let's start with residential. We're just going to go ahead and zone this off. And I think that should get enough to connect the electric, but I'm not positive on that. We're going to bump this up to 3x speed. We've got a trash problem over there, but other than that, everything is looking fine. I want to go ahead and incentivize people to move to this area, so we're going to add a couple parks. We're going to add a big park. Yeah, I think we're going to put a big park there. And maybe go ahead and utilize kind of the same stance that we've been doing in the other area and put a playground right next to that big park. Or maybe a little bit away. Yeah, let's put the playground there. And then let's put, not the playground, the elementary school. And then let's put the playground here. And that leaves a little bit of this whole area kind of looking like a park. Let's go ahead and beautify this just a little bit real quick. Let's go ahead and go to our paths, and we want the gravel path. I don't know if we can, yeah, there we go. And I don't know if we can connect anything off of this. I don't think so. You can connect, as you can see, off of this park, but I don't think that park. So let's go ahead and make this all look like one little park area. Can we? I didn't think so. Nope. Okay. Can we? There we go. And then we'll go ahead and add some trees. So this whole little thing looks like the elementary area. We'll go ahead and add a few trees just to fit it all in a little bit better. So these are the same trees that are in the park and the elementary already. So let's go ahead and add some more trees that are kind of to the community to make it blend in a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. And a couple down here. Put a big one on the corner. And one more there. And there we are. Now it looks like one giant park path area. We'll put one right here. There we go. Looks like one giant park path area and playground and elementary school. So that should do very well. And the first thing that we need to do, and I messed up, well, let's go ahead and add some electric. But it is not that big of a mess up. So I want to go ahead and run straight with this hill now that we have this space. And I want to run them kind of close to each other. So we're going to get just outside of the area where that's picking up electric. And we're going to run the straight line here. So hopefully these all look pretty uniform. Yeah, I like that. And we might rearrange a few of those and make that, but we're going to kind of do that all the way down this mountain. I want it to look really close together and just a giant farm. Alright, so back to our new little neighborhood. The first thing that we need to do is actually section it off as a neighborhood. And there we go, Belmont Hills. There are no hills because we leveled the terrain. I guess there's one slight hill. Nonetheless, name this and every neighborhood in the series. We've got Elk Park, Aspen Heights, Belmont Hills, Birch Hills. Leave a comment in the section below what you want to name any neighborhood. I'll name it. So we need to add a lot more residential, we need a lot more commercial, and a lot more industrial. So let's go ahead and go to our fill tool. We're going to section off both of these. And then what I want to do is a whole block of commercial there. But over here, I want to start, let's see, yeah, right here I think. We're going to go ahead and do all 4 of these 4x4 tiles all around that area. And we're going to have kind of mixed integration of commercial and residential throughout this entire neighborhood. Something like that. And one more here. Keep it kind of uniform. And then up here, I think we're going to do a whole nother block, but we'll get to that later. We're not going to be able to connect the electric so soon. So we're going to try and work on that. And let's hopefully get this electric connected to all these commercial buildings before they build. But nonetheless, we've got a nice little neighborhood of school and park. We've got some land value coming on over here. We should anyway. It's close to the water. Go to this. Yeah, you can see we're close to the water. We're doing pretty good. We need to add a little bit more interest for people to move into the area. And the other thing that we're going to need in this area is a high school. So we'll go to our standard high school, the only option that we have. And we'll kind of do the same thing over here. I want to go ahead and make sure we're not about to section off in one of the areas where we've designated for commercial. And let's see, where do we want to put the high school? I'm kind of thinking on this block, and maybe we'll keep the commercial there as well. And maybe have a little bit more commercial. So let's go ahead and put the high school over here. That is not it, but we need those as well. So let's go ahead and put our high school here. Yeah, I think that'll work. And we will have a couple parks. And next to the high schools, I like the basketball and tennis courts. So basketball court, tennis court. Can we fit anything else? I don't think anything should. So we're going to leave it at that and just kind of finish the rest of it. We want to keep that commercial area there. Good, something's built there now. So we can go and add some park paths. and some trees. Oh, that is not what we wanted to do. Oh, that sucks. That's not good. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and hit play. Something else will move there. It'll be fine. So I just want to border the outside with park paths. And then we'll go ahead and fill in some trees as well. Can we put another... We should be able to. How will it look? Yeah, that looks fine. And let's go ahead and do the same thing over here. Yeah. So our high school's just on the edge of that, and it's not necessarily the prettiest. As a matter of fact, it doesn't look good at all. But we're going to go ahead and throw down some trees and call it good. Let's go ahead and go with these trees, because they fit into the area a little bit more. And we're just going to kind of sporadically throw these down. Not too worried about the appearance of this area, obviously, because, you know, it is what it is. But there's a high school. Looks like a little high school area. And what is the shop that we have on the corner? I feel like I kind of forced that in there, but that's okay. Sometimes you're just trying to get your city to build. We're at 5,200 now. We need to get to 65. We've got just a little convenience store over on this block next to the high school. Little general store, little drug store, and another drug store. Pretty much 4 of the same things, but fair enough, City Skylines. Let's go ahead and zoom out, check on our city. Everything seems to be doing fine. And we've got a little bit more demand for commercial and residential, so let's go ahead and zone off a lot more residential throughout our new little neighborhood of Belmont Hills. And we may actually need a little bit more commercial than what we're getting, actually. So we might need to add some more and pre-plan a little bit more, but we're doing good so far. I don't think that we necessarily need a park, but I'm going to add one of these dog parks because it doesn't take up too much. We'll add this, let's see, yeah. We'll add this right next to this resident who just moved in. Yeah, they like it. And actually, I think that's commercial, isn't it? Yep. Oh, well. So, of course, the commercial loves it. They've got a park next to their facilities. Nonetheless, our little Belmont Hills is growing nicely. We've got no demand for anything. Except for... We've got quite a bit of demand for industry. So let's go ahead. Let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this road. And we're going to come up 12. And we'll add it up here, I think. Can we go? We can't go all the way. Can we go here? No. Okay, so I think we're going to keep that. We'll come out here 20. Nope, can't do that either. All right. So let's delete this. Come up 12. Come on now. There we go. And we'll go straight over. Can that go? Okay, well, we'll leave that like that. That'll work. That'll get people into the industry area anyway. And we'll add a little bit more industry. But the very first thing that we need to do, as I thought, make sure and add it to the proper farmland industry. Because otherwise you'll get a bunch of stinky buildings building over here. Oh, I forgot about this area. Let's go ahead and upgrade these roads first. There we are. I think we're going to leave those because I think we might delete those. But all those are upgraded, so we can go ahead and add some industry back here. And let's just use the fill tool. There we are. And a little bit up here. Let's go ahead and hit play. That should suffice for now. And you can watch in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen the industry just dropping immediately. I do want to diversify our industry. In the last episode, we unlocked... what did we unlock? We unlocked Busy Town in the last episode, and as you can see, we unlocked Oil Industry Specialization, and we can use that standard gameplay. And if you go to your info views, you can look at our natural resources. You can see we've got a huge plot of oil over here, and a little bit of oil over there. But, we're not going to get all of this oil. We will get all of this oil, but we can move into that industry as well. But for right now, sticking with farmland, Birch Hills, that's fine. Is everything covered? Let's make sure. There we go. Now we've got some water demand, and that's because farmland takes so much. So we'll go to our economy screen and bump up the budget on water. Let's go ahead and bump it up to 100 for now, see how that works. We are at 5,600. We can probably zone off a little bit more residential over here. We don't have much demand, but we want the people to move in. And that should suffice. That should handle industry and everything. I think we got commercial demand, so we're going to go ahead and zone this off, because I was thinking the top two entrances. Because what we're going to do is not have this road, obviously. So we're going to build this highway out. It'll come around, wrap down, and then we'll have probably another highway exit, maybe to the right of where my cursor is now, to come more into this neighborhood. But this will be a little bit further back neighborhood. This will be, kind of off the beaten trail. I'm trying to keep these neighborhoods up here, if we reorientate our map, to north being straight up. So these are our 9 tiles that we're going to have. And I'm kind of trying to keep everything up in these top areas. All this was small neighborhoods, maybe even a little bit here on the coastline. Then these 4 tiles here are going to be our large city. And these 2 tiles over here are going to be, this island is going to be an industry island. And then this over here, maybe just small resorts or houses or something, not positive. But I'm trying to keep all the neighborhoods up here, just quaint little out-of-the-way back pocket neighborhoods. Suburbs, suburbs of the city. So Belmont Hills is going all right, except for we forgot to add all of our utilities. We want police. So let's go ahead and do something like this. We're going to kind of do the same concept, just a little square of public works. Police, fire, what else do we need? Medical? Do we have a medical clinic? We do not. Medical clinic, and I believe that's it. Let's go ahead and put a little park. Let's use something we haven't used already. Oh, that is a big park. Let's see, small playground, will that fit perfectly there? Almost. Let's go ahead and put a park there. There we go. Small little playground. Alright, so we've got all of our amenities now. This is our police station, fire station, and medical clinic right next to a small playground, close to the water, next to river. Not a bad little neighborhood. It's just a simple grid platform, and that's when you're starting to build your city. That's what I'm trying to emphasize in this episode, especially with no DLCs and only vanilla gameplay. When you're starting to build your city, just go for it. Go build grids. It's fine. Once you get your population up, because in the beginning of the game, all you're doing is building up money. We only have $100,000. We need a lot more money before we can really do anything. I was thinking about making this episode the highway expansion, and we're going to delete all of this and put in a nice big, but I just think it's going to be too expensive. A nice big cloverleaf interchange. But I just think it's going to be too expensive. So we need to grow for another episode before we can even worry about stuff like that. And somehow we need electric again. So let's go ahead and kind of do the same thing. I want to run a straight line with these. And so what I'm doing is getting the top of the screen level, what looks like straight with the outer bounds bar. I think that's close. I feel like we're a little bit off. We need to go that way a little bit. Just so that these look uniform. I kind of want this to look like a giant wind farm that's very uniform. Especially from when we have all these tiles, you'll be looking at it from this city down here, and it'll look really cool, I think. Let's hope. So we have no demand for residential. We have a little bit of industry demand. All that is filled in. No demand at all for residential. Let's go ahead and put just a bit here. We will finish this grid once we remove that street there. So let's go ahead and just do something like this for now. We'll just take half of it. And then whenever we build these roads, it won't interfere with this. Those businesses will still be able to stay. All right, Belmont Hills, still growing. We're doing all right, but we are 200 away, and we've got quite a bit of industry demand. Commercial's down, residential's down. Pretty much anyone that wanted to move into our city is living in Belmont Hills, because Elk Park and Aspen Heights have all been full. This is what we've done in the last episodes, if you've missed it. So this is our elementary school over here. It burned down. That's why the trees don't look that great. But they are coming back to life. We are getting there. No worries. We've got a high school up here. Over here. This is a much better looking high school area. You can see I spent a little bit more time on that. But in today's episode, I just wanted to grow the city and move along. All of this up here on this street is all commercial buildings. And I really enjoy the view looking out on our residential area over here. I think that looks cool from this little commercial area. From these businesses up here. And this entire road comes down to a little valley here, entering to our water tower. And this entire road all is commercial as well. The back of the high school, all a bunch of businesses. I'm assuming we probably have some traffic at this point. And then the commercial main street just kind of dies off over here and hits more residential area. So this is everything that we've done before today's episode. And there we are, big town, finally, reached our milestone, 6,500. We can unlock a new tile, which is great. Campus areas, that's part of a DLC. Sports arenas, DLC. Trade school, DLC. Residential wall-to-wall buildings, DLC. IT clusters, ooh, I even think that's a DLC. I don't know if we're even going to be able to get tall, super buildings, huh? I think that's a DLC too. Let me double check that real quick. Wall-to-wall, DLCs. Education boost, all of these, pretty much everything. DLCs, it's all DLCs. So hopefully whenever the game comes out for Cities Skylines II, it just has all this stuff. So vanilla gameplay will be more like this. Nonetheless, once again, emphasizing the point, why you need to buy all the DLCs. All of this, we can't use any of this. And actually, I think, let's go ahead and hit pause. I think pretty much from our last milestone, we can't use much of it other than the oil. Everything else is DLC too. All these roads, everything, all DLC. Mass transit DLC. Fish farm. Nonetheless, I'm having fun with this little series. This is interesting. Let's go ahead and hit play, but bump it down to 1x speed. This is interesting to go back and play like this. It's kind of frustrating, I will admit, but it's interesting, I guess. Yeah. Let's go with that. It's interesting. All right, so we got to our next milestone. 6,500 population. This is our city. It looks like traffic's really not that bad, actually. I'm kind of surprised about that. Yeah, that's kind of shocking. Let's go ahead and look at it. In the info views, nope, not that. Where's the other car? That car. 88%. Yeah. It's just backed up where you would think it would be. We need to address that in the next episode. In the next episode, we'll probably tackle this highway interchange here. We're almost at $200,000. We probably have the money to do it. We have the technology. We'll probably tackle that in the next episode. Thank you very much for joining the channel. This is our new Belmont Hills. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.